Assalamu alaikum class. I'm sure that you have completed the revision work of chapter 1. Now we have to start our 9th class syllabus, that is from chapter number 6, Bryophytes and Tracheophytes. Whereas बेटा मैंने आप लोगों से रिवीजन वर्क रजिस्टर में करने के लिए कहा, लेकिन इसमें डायग्राम्स की थोड़ी प्रॉब्लम होगी क्योंकि वो आपको ड्राइंग या कंप्यूटर शीट पे ड्रॉ करके पेस्ट करना पड़ेगा। तो ऐसा करते हैं कि ये रजिस्टर अपने केमिस्ट्री के लिए रख देते हैं। आप लोग कोर्स में देखिए, अपने एक इंटरलीफ कॉपी भी मौजूद है जो बायो के लिए है। तो आप लोग इसमें चैप्टर नंबर 6 से बायो वर्क शुरू कर दीजिए। आप सबको पता है कि इंडेक्स कैसे बनाया जाता है। फर्स्ट यू हैव टू लीव अ पेज, देन राइट 2 or 3 pages an index, then leave a page and then start the title of chapter 6, Bryophytes and Tracheophytes. Now I am starting the explanation of Bryophytes and Tracheophytes. These two types are the plants, and all of you know that what the plants are. These plants are the connecting link between inorganic and organic world. With the very good example of photosynthesis, you know the connection of these plants with organic and inorganic world. You know that during photosynthesis, plants absorb water from the soil through the root and absorbs carbon dioxide from atmosphere through the leaves. These two inorganic compounds, when combined together in the presence of sunlight and chloroplast or chlorophyll, they make glucose, that is an organic compound. So this is the link. Plants make organic and inorganic substances during their completion the processes, and all of you know that these plants are multicellular organisms, that is they are made up of many cells. Then these plants are autotrophs, means they can manufacture their own food for them and for us. So they are called producers. Then these plants constitute the most important link in an ecosystem. What is an ecosystem? All of you know that the branch of ecology. What it is? It is a relationship between the living organisms and between living and non-living atmospheric substances. So in this way they make an ecosystem. All of you know that the plant cell is surrounded by a cell wall which is made up of cellulose. So these are the characteristics of plants. Now come to the topic, that is, what are bryophytes? Bryophytes are those types of plant which are multicellular, eukaryotic, chlorophyllous, but non-vascular plants. What does it mean? All of you know that they are made up of many cells, and eukaryotic means the cell has a nucleus and a proper nuclear membrane, so having different cell organelles in it. So they are eukaryotic. Chlorophyllous means having green color chlorophyll in it, but they are non-vascular. What does it mean? It means that they don't have vascular tissues or the conducting tissues, you know that, which are present in Brassica campestris. What they are? They are xylem and phloems. Now I have to start from Bryophytes. Bryophytes is a word made up by these two words that are bryon, meaning a moss, phyton, meaning plant. So these bryophytes are multicellular, eukaryotic, chlorophyllous, and non-vascular plants having cell wall made up of cellulose. Now, all of you know about multicellular, meaning made up of many cells. Then what are eukaryotic? Eukaryotic cell is a cell or an organism which having a proper nuclear layer and cell organelles in it. Chlorophyllous means having a chlorophyll or chloroplast. Then non-vascular, what does it mean? It means it has no vascular tissues. What they are? They are xylem and phloem are not present in these plants. You know that in Brassica campestris, xylem and phloem are there. Now, the cell wall of bryophytes are made up of cellulose. Then these plants are present in damp, shady places. Means that they grow in the space where the water is there and the shades are present. They have thalloid bodies. What does it mean? Thalloid bodies are the plant which have no proper root, stem or leaf. Instead of roots, they have unicellular hair-like structures called rhizoids. Whereas some bryophytes have pseudostem and leaves, that is, not true stem and leaves. The other characteristic of bryophyte is they don't have vascular bundles, that is, no vascular tissues, or they don't have xylem and phloems. You know that what are xylem? Xylem is a conducting tissue which absorb water from the soil and give it to the other parts of the plant. Whereas what is Phloem. Phloem is a vascular tissue which gives food of a plant from the leaves to different parts of the plant. So these bryophytes are amphibious because they are present in water. They needs water for sexual reproduction, whereas they reproduce sexually as well as asexually. And a very important point or characteristic of bryophyte is it shows heteromorphic alternation of generation. What does it mean? It means that its life cycle consists of two types of generations which alternate with each other. Number 1, gametophyte generation, and number 2, sporophyte generation. What is gametophyte generation? You know that gametophyte plant is the plant which produce gametes, and these gametes are of two types, that are male gamete and female gamete, to form zygote, which develops into an embryo. This embryo gives rise to sporophyte. Now, what is sporophyte generation? Spores are produced in sporophyte after meiosis. Each spore germinates into a gametophyte. So, this is the alternation of generation. That is, gametophyte generation produce sporophyte, and sporophyte generation produce gametophyte. Now, groups of bryophytes. Bryophytes are classified into 3 groups. Number 1, Hepataceae. These are liver rots. The example is Markantia, having dichotomous branched dorsiventral thyroid structure. Number 2, musci. These are the mosses. The example of this is Funaria plant, having rhizoids, pseudostem and leaves. The third form is anthocerote, that is hornworts. The example is Anthoceros, having horn-like capsules. Now class, question number 3 is the structure of Funaria plant. This Funaria is the example of musky group of bryophytes. All of you know that bryophytes occurs or present in damp shady places, and it has a thyroid structure. That is, they are present in water and they don't have proper or true root, stem or leaves. So they are called pseudostem and leaves. Branches are not true, whereas they are branched branches, so they are called rhizoids. Now the structure of Funaria is the pseudostem is divided into 2 parts. The first one is male part, or the second one is the female part, or you can say that male shoot or female shoot. Now, at the base, proper roots are not there, whereas multicellular hair-like structures are there, which are called rhizoids. We don't call it root. ठीक? Now, stem. They have pseudostem. This pseudostem is branched into two shoots, that is the male shoot and the female shoot. Now, there are small leaves but not in a proper form. So, these leaves are called pseudo leaves. Now, come on male sex organs. That left side, male shoot having male sex organs which are called antheridia. They are located at the apex or at the top of male branch. The right hand side shoot is the female shoot having female sex organs which are called archegonia. They are also located at the tip of female branch. क्लास बेटा ये जो लीव्स हैं जहाँ पर राइट हैंड साइड पर फीमेल ब्रांच की, यहाँ तक ये गैमेटोफाइट फ्यूनेरिया का तकरीबन ख़त्म हो गया. नाउ दिस फ्यूनेरिया प्लांट is present in water, so fertilization occurs. ठीक? And after fertilization, zygotes are formed inside archegonium, develops into an embryo. This embryo develops into sporophyte. What does it means? यहाँ जो ये बेटे लीव्स हैं, क्लस्टर ऑफ लीव्स लिखा हुआ है, यहाँ से हम ये देख रहे हैं कि एक छोटा सा स्टेम स्टार्ट हुआ and at the base it is called foot. ठीक? So it means that embryo develops into sporophyte from gametophyte. ठीक है? Now we have to start to explain the structure of Funaria sporophyte. ठीक? Now it consists of these three parts, that is foot, which is started from the cluster of leaves, then it develops into seta, then seta having a capsule in it. Assalamu alaikum class. Now we have to start the exercise of chapter 6, Bryophytes and Tracheophytes. The first question in your exercise is, what are plants? Give general characteristics of plants. In answer, you have to write the main heading with black marker as general characteristics of plants. Now write in points. Number 1, plants are the connecting link between inorganic and organic world, for example, photosynthesis. By leaving a line, write the second point. Plants are multicellular organisms. Third point is, they are all autotrophs and manufacture food for all forms of life, hence called producers. The next point is they constitute the most important link in an ecosystem. The last point is they have cell wall made up of cellulose. Now question number 2. Define bryophytes and give general characteristics and groups of bryophytes. Write the heading Bryophytes in answer. Then the side heading definition. Bryophytes are defined as multicellular eukaryotic, chlorophyllous, non-vascular plants having cell wall made up of cellulose and their zygotes develop into an embryo. Now write the main heading of general characteristics of bryophytes. Now write in points. The first point is they occur in damp, shady places. Second point, they have thalloid bodies which are not differentiated into true roots, stem and leaves. Third point is, instead of roots, they have unicellular hair-like structures called rhizoids. Fourth point is, some bryophytes have pseudostem and leaves, that is, not true stem and leaves. Next point is, they don't have vascular bundles. The next point is they are amphibious, needing water for sexual reproduction. Next point, they reproduce sexually as well as asexually. Next, bryophytes show heteromorphic alternation of generation. That is, from new line, its life cycle consists of two types of generations which alternate with each other. Number 1, write in new line, gametophyte generation, and the next line you have to write sporophyte generation. Now write the pointer heading gametophyte generation. Now start. The gametophyte generation reproduces sexually by producing male and female gametes to form zygote, which develops into an embryo. This gives rise to sporophyte. Now the next pointer heading is sporophyte generation. Spores are produced in sporophyte after meiosis. Each spore germinates a gametophyte. Now these are the characteristics. Now write again the pointer heading groups of bryophytes. Bryophytes are classified into 3 groups. Number 1, Hepataceae, that is liver rods. Example is Marchantia, having dichotomously branched dorsiventral thalloid structure. Number 2, Musci, that are mosses. Example is Funaria, having rhizoids, pseudostem and leaves. The third is Anthocerod, hornworts. Example, Anthoceros having horn-like capsules. Now class, write the third question. Describe the structure of gametophyte and sporophyte of Funaria. In answer, you have to write the main heading with black marker, structure of Funaria gametophyte. Then write few lines. That is, Funaria is a common moss found growing at damp places. Gametophyte consists of following parts. Now, write in new line, number 1 with black pointer, rhizoids. There are multicellular hair-like structures called rhizoids instead of roots. Number 2, stem. They are pseudostem. Stem may be branched. Number 3, leaves. They are pseudo leaves. Number 4, male sex organs. Male sex organs are called antheridia, are located at the apex of male branch. Female sex organ is the next point. Female sex organs are called archegonia, are located at the tip of female branch. Now, write the next heading, fertilization. Now start. When plant is submerged in water, fertilization takes place. Zygote formed inside archegonium develops into an embryo. Full stop. Embryo develops into sporophyte, which remains attached with gametophyte. Now write the main heading by leaving a line, structure of Funaria sporophyte. Funaria sporophyte consists of following 3 parts. Write in line. Number 1, foot. Number 2, seta. And number 3, capsule. Beta, you have to draw the diagram at the interleaf page. Then write the explanation of these 3 parts. Again write the first pointer heading, foot. The foot is anchored to the gametophyte. It absorbs nutrients from it. Now second side heading is seta. Seta elevates the capsule in the air. The third point is capsule. Within capsule, spores are formed after meiosis. Each spore generates or germinates into Funaria gametophyte. Now class, you have completed the questions about bryophytes. Now in the next lecture we have to start tracheophytes.